They don't seem to work at all. WTF. Oh, I forgot to plug in the connector. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Look what came in the mail. Actually, the mailman didn't deliver the box. He just delivered the slip that says you must go to the post office to get your box. Why? Why couldn't you just put the box in the friggin' mailbox? If you needed a signature, I was home. If you needed cash, which you actually did, I was home and could have paid. I could pay cash, I could pay debit, I could pay credit. Anyway, so I went to the post office, had to pick this up. I had to pay the good old post office FedEx fees of $63, but let's open up this box and see what is inside. By the way, if you've been watching this Galaxy series, on the last episode, I tweaked up the the solenoid driver board, and I got my sound finally working. Today, we're going to be moving on from electronics to mechanics, because this is what we got. Flipper rebuild kit, Chicago coin / Stern. It was applicable to both. I got 2 kits, because if you order 2 kits, you get a bit of a discount, so you might as well go 2. And I do have a big game that I need to do. So actually, big game has 2 sets of flippers, so probably should have ordered 3, really. And I still have a Dracula in storage, so probably should have ordered 4 sets, but I didn't. Okay, here's the flipper bats. Hopefully these friggin' work. I checked multiple times to make sure that they work. They say Bally 3-inch, but I did some cross-referencing, and I swear these are supposed to work, but I don't know. If they don't work, that would suck. Then I got my lane guides. I hope these are the right size. Oh, man. Okay. If the flippers, bats don't work and lane guides don't work, the very least, I should be able to rebuild my drop targets with the new drop target set. Yeah. These were $15 US. And then I also got, I'm not sure if I can use this or not, my spinner decal set. It was just so cheap I had to buy it. It's like $2 or something. And then here's the bill. So how much did all this cost? Plus I ordered 2 sets of Optos for Kevin for his Popeye. One for Popeye and one as a spare. So how much did all this cost me? Let's see. I think I remember the total, but is it on here? No. I think I paid $270, and then got hit with another $60 bill at the door. So that's what you get these days for a box of Marco parts. Okay. I think we're going to start with these lane guides if they fit. Then we can kind of actually play the game. And then I think I'm going to rebuild some drop targets, because that'll be fun and simple to do. Also, I sold a Space Invaders like a while back, maybe 3 weeks. And they had a little issue that was going on. So I went over there. Turned out basically the machine was kind of doing some weird stuff. Because a couple of the rebound switches were just too close, and it would add points, and when you're flipping, and sometimes when you drained, if it was the rebound switches were touching at that point, it would really do something weird to the bonus count. The bonus count would just like go on and on and on and on, and it was very slowly. So if the rebound switch happened to be closed and doing its thing as the ball was draining, it really freaked the machine out. So it turned out all it was just adjusting the rebound switches, the little 10-point switches. There's like 6 or so of them on that machine. And while I was under the hood, I thought I'd change a few light bulbs for them. And I accidentally snapped one of the lamp sockets. You got to bend the lamp socket out to get access and change the bulb. Well, as I was bending it, it snapped on me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to come back and bring the lamp socket, replace that for you. I'll just take the bulb out for now. And so I changed a few light bulbs, put the hood up, or put the hood back down, turned on the machine to test out if adjusting those rebound switches fixed the weird issue that they were having. And I'm playing a game, and the lady's like, is that smoke coming out of the head of the machine? And I look up, and sure enough, there is smoke coming out of the head of the machine. So it turns out that that lamp socket that broke was shorting and caused a little bit of, that. Some nasty magic smoke escaped from that transistor. Look at this. It is just toasted. Anyway, so this board now matches the solenoid driver board that came out of Galaxy. Yay, fun with electronics. Alright, let's wake Galaxy up here. And, ruh-roh. That is not the correct size. Ain't that a bummer? Matches that. Well, I'll keep these on hand. What friggin' size did I order? 2 1/8 inch. Okay. Did I order the wrong size, or did they give me the wrong size? Are they measuring end to end, or are they measuring hole to hole? See, that's the question I do not know the answer to. Let's see. This is 2 1/8 end to end. Okay. I guess I ordered the wrong part. Boo. Alright, looks like I need to order the 2 3/4 variety. I don't know why I thought that you measured from hole to hole. See, if I was measuring hole to hole, then it would be 2 1/8 exactly. But I guess I need 2 3/4. Okay, I literally just dumped my bin full of lane guides and plastics on the floor. I'm on my knees in the concrete, and this is what I found. Okay, these are the 3 that came off the machine. They're not horrible, but I thought since I was doing a Marco order, I would just simply get new ones, right? So that's these guys, a little bit warped, a little bit chipped. This is what I got to choose from. This is crap. These are both stamped Bally, and I don't have 3 of them, so no deal. This guy's chipped. This is kind of off color. Look at this. This guy's got a little chip in the corner, but I don't know. This guy's got a big chip in the corner. Do I replace this guy? Or do I replace this guy? Anyway, I'm going to pick the best 3 out of 4 out of these guys, and that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to just order 3 lane guides, and at least that'll be temporary. I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. He's just a little warpy. I'd rather take a small chip than a big warp. You know, I don't really love the option. Maybe I'll hold off and see if someone else is doing a Marco order, because yeah, I don't really love it. They don't look so bad on this side, you know, but maybe I'll just hold off. So that's what I got. All right, well, I think I'm gonna move on to the drop target bank. Just noticing the these are like the flat tops, not the tombstone style. I wonder what style mine are that I got from Marco. Okay, same style, so that's cool. All right, well, I think what I'll do is remove the drop target bank out of the machine completely, throw it on the bench here, clean it up, and check the springs, change the targets, and then call that done. So that's next. Okay, first things first, remove these two screws. Okay, that is free. Very handy that Stern added a connector for the drop target bank as well, so that's next. I may not have to desolder the wires to the solenoid having that connector there, so fingers crossed. Next are these 4 screws here, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and should be home free. Okay, I am actually free and clear, minus this last screw holding the wire harness. And I forgot that this has the memory drop target, so it's got all these extra solenoids. So I don't know that I've actually rebuilt one of these types of drop target banks before. I mean, it doesn't really change much, just got to check the wiring and diodes, but yeah, I don't think I've actually completely disassembled one of these before, but 1 screw to go. Alright, so got the drop target bank on the bench here. Remove 6 screws, and then the thing just kind of falls apart into many pieces, including this piece here, which is kind of just floating. I better remember the orientation of everything. That goes like that. This goes like that. Then this goes like this. Then this goes on the other side like that. Then this goes like that. Alright? Something like that. So, I'll just clean that up. Each piece, one at a time. I gotta pop off these E-clamps, or what do you call them again? C-clamps, C-pins, E-clips, E-clips, and try not to lose them. They can go flinging across the room. So these springs all look to be in good shape. They're very loose, but I think that's by design. So yeah, just a light cleaning and inspection and reassembly with the new drop targets should be all it takes. Alright, these parts are cleaned up on both sides. About as good as I can get them. Trick is getting in these grooves. That's where the arms go in and out. That's where it can get gummy. And the arms smashing into this little ledge over 30 years, if they get indented too far, then your drop targets will actually stick up too far. So that, if you look really closely, you can see the metal is a little bit mushed. That's when the drop target is, you know, raising like ka-ching, and a metal arm, these guys here, ka-ching, hit that edge thousands and thousands of times over the decades, and that can actually cause a problem. Currently, they're working fine, so I'm just going to leave them, but it's almost tempting to kind of like smash down the little bulge there and flatten that out, but I think it's not broken, so I'm not going to fix it. Cleaned up this a little bit as well, nothing too crazy. And these are the old drop targets. Have a look at those. I'm a little hesitant to put in new drop targets because they just never work as good as the originals. But fingers crossed that these Marco Repros will do the trick. So, time to install the new guys. Alright, new drop targets are semi-installed. I've got them all clipped in. Now I just gotta hope that I've got the colors in the right order. Okay, I got this drop target bank reassembled, but there's a couple things I don't like. And one is that the drop targets are a little bit cockeyed. And I think that's because I didn't put on all my springs the exact same orientation on all 4. So I think if I hook in the springs, you know, make sure they're all hooked in the same way on the top and on the bottom, which they are not. I don't know if you can see, but that spring kind of hooks in from the right side. That spring hooks in from the left side. And that one, that's hard to see. That hooks in from the right, from the left. I mean, that hooks in from the left side. That hooks in from the right side. Hooks in from the left side. Hooks in from the right side. So I think just changing those is going to straighten these guys out a little bit. And then also I've got, that drops nice. This, not bad. This, oh, actually pretty good. Actually they don't drop as bad as I thought. I was testing it a different way and they were, like I was holding the whole bank in my hand. They weren't dropping very good, so I was thinking I might take apart the whole bank and tighten the springs up a little bit, but that's not bad. The only problem with this bank is trying to line up this plate here with this plate with the internal plate. You got to line up 3 plates with this screw hole. It's not very easy, so that's a bit of a pain in the nut. So I have to decide if I want to take this whole thing apart again, turn some springs. Maybe if I'm going to take it apart again, I'm going to cut the springs a little bit, although they do feel pretty good. But they're 45 years old, so I could probably take off a rung or two. You can see how these little solenoids work. When called for, they will activate and pull in, allowing the drop target to drop. See how they sit on the little ledge there? There's the edge of the ledge there, like so. And then you start your next ball and the machine's like, well, he had yellow already down, so let's activate this coil. And then he can continue with yellow down. Memory drops. Pretty cool idea. Oops. But I think I'm just going to do a little more tweaking before I install this guy. Okay, I took the whole darn thing apart again. I'm kind of glad I did, because look what I discovered. The one spring has actually been cut like a good 1/4 inch. And I can't have that. I need symmetry. That is just going to be so much more responsive than the other springs. So I either need to cut these the same length as this guy, or find a new spring and maybe cut them all, but not quite like 20%. That might be a little much. And I got to make sure all the loops are exactly the same. That is how I'm going to ensure that all my drop targets rest kind of the same. This guy is so out of whack. Let's see. Both loops have been messed with, so I bet you this was on the yellow. I could be wrong, but as long as all my loops are the same, then they should sit a lot more straighter than they were. So I am going to do that next. Deal with the springs. Okay, I didn't have the exact same spring to replace the super short one. And I didn't want to cut the other ones quite as short, so I cut them shorter, but not quite as short. And then I tried to make all the loops on the top and bottom identical. And it's much better than it was. So I think that my drop targets will now drop beautifully and should be pretty straight when I reassemble all this back together again. Alright, freshly chopped springs installed, and they're all aligned the same way this time around. And I didn't find it made a whole huge difference. There's still a little bit of cockeyedness happening. They're not all perfectly symmetrical and straight, but oh well. And not even the same height too. Like, what is that? Is that a defect in the manufacturing of the drop targets, or is there a little more wear and tear in the grooves on these two? These are more groovy than these two? I don't know, but let's see how they drop. They actually feel really good. Much better than the previous springs. So, boom, I like that. Now, we'll install it. Alright, drop target banks installed with the playfield elevated, propped up. I was testing the drops and they weren't really behaving very well. But now that the playfield's down, I don't know if gravity was affecting anything. Oh. They don't seem to work at all. WTF. Oh, I forgot to plug in the connector. Alright, connector's plugged in. Let's hit the start button. Let's see how these guys behave. Okay. So far, so good. Let's go one at a time. Switches are all working. I hear sound effects for score. Cool. Alright. Excellent. Oh, look. I didn't screw up my color coding either. They match. Imagine I had them all in reverse order. You know how much that would suck. I would not want to take this apart for a friggin' third time. Let's try with the ball. See if we're gonna get any brickage. Good old bally brickage on the stern. It happens. It definitely happens. I'll change my drop targets on my Trident. And if you hit them straight on, they do not friggin' go down. You have to graze them. Rob Noel owns my old Trident. And it's one of his favorite games in his collection of, I don't know, 15 or something like that. Okay, I am super happy with that. Oh, why did that happen? Yellow tried to reset and failed. Did you see that? Oh, did you see that? I just got bricked. Okay, I'm blowing up this game. I need to wait for the score to stop going. Okay. I've seen two issues now. One brick, but that's kind of just pinball. And one faulty reset. Oh! There's another brick right there. Interesting. Well, I think I'm probably gonna live with it, because I don't really know that there's a whole lot I can do about that. Oh, black failed. That's kind of annoying. I should have really closely inspected those ledges on the drop targets to make sure that they were perfectly perpendicular. I've had that issue before. I'll show you what I mean. See the old drop target here? See that ledge? That's what rests on the other ledge right here. This meets the other ledge, and if it is not perpendicular, which it is not, then they can slip off. This one here, see, that's in much better shape. And this one, so I would normally take a knife to those and cut them so they're nice and perpendicular, but I didn't even think to do that on the new ones. But I'll just play it a bunch of times once I'm all said and done and see how much it affects the gameplay. But that's part of the reason I'm hesitant to put in new drop targets, but it might not be the drop target's fault. Who knows? Alright, I said screw it, and I used the old lane guides. because I want to play this machine. I don't want to wait for lane guides. I don't know when I'm going to place an order, how long they're going to take to get here. So they look fine and they'll work fine. And I don't think I'm going to bother changing the spinner or use the spinner decals. This guy is perfect. I wonder what spinner this is actually for. Meteor? Does anyone know? I'm sure I could find out. It's got to be something space related. What is the actual Galaxy proper spinner? Is it just this black and, not black, red and white triangle looking one? Standard stern, is that what it is? Anyway, this is assembled and I think it's time for our first playtest game. Alright, I almost put in the back glass, but I'm like, maybe I'll save that till the flipper rebuild is done, because then that will pretty much be the finale. But it is a little glary. That's okay. This is just a quick little test game, except that the start button don't work. What is happening? Do I need to add credits? One moment. Yep, just needed credits. Okay. Let's see how far in the galaxy we can travel. And start making our mental to-do list. Oh yeah. Whoa! That was way later than I thought that was going to be. Flippers were a little floppy, but you know, that's to be expected. I probably shouldn't hold the flippers down, just in case the end stroke switches are not behaving. I don't want to burn any coils. Let's try getting some... Oh, that's cute. This bottom of this layout, I think, is very much like Stern's Wildfire, if I recall, which I had back in the day. I think I saw the upper pop bumper vibration triggered the lower pop bumper, but I'd rather the pop bumpers be a little too sensitive than not sensitive enough. Alright, looks like, whoa, I need one more letter to spell Galaxy, the left in lane. Can I backhand a candy cane loop? Oh, I want to cheat, but I'm not going to cheat. Yeah, I'm calling that the candy cane. So, I got the skill shot. That's not easy to do with that layout there. Alright, so how else can I get the X other than this in lane? Oh, I'll just get it the old-fashioned way. Oh, nope, not quite. Okay, I want me a candy cane. I haven't really been paying attention, but I wonder how these slingshots are firing. I just haven't been looking at them really. Whoa. Backhand. It's closer. X. Give me an X. Oh, the right slingshot didn't work. Okay. The left one worked. There. What is going on with the right slingshot? Well, I got 210,000. It doesn't sound horrible. We're going to try one more. Check out that right slingshot and actually make the candy cane shot. I played this game when Maple Pinball Arcade had it. Maple Pinball, not arcade. It's not called Maple Pinball Arcade, but it's called Maple Pinball. They have like, I don't know, 70 machines now. They had a Galaxy. There's my X. And I was playing it in the tournament. I was just doing candy cane all day long. And I rolled it. And was very proud of myself. I'd like to check two things. One, right slingshot and candy cane, and so far I've done neither. Left, no. The spinner feels pretty good. I didn't lube it yet, so I could make it even spinnier, which I may just do. Okay, post pass to the Galaxy. Oh, that was almost a tap pass into the out lane and then a big fumble there. How are the drop targets behaving? I haven't really noticed any issue with them yet. I saw the right slingshot fire. So, there it goes again. Then there's our candy cane. Alright. I need an L and a Y to complete Galaxy and get our little light show. Courtesy of that, whatchamacallit, relay in the cabinet. No. I don't know that I tested the tilt bob. Did I tell you I put in a tilt bob finally? Yeah, I did. Y, where's my Y? Oh, right in lane. There's no way to really go for that. I could try and tap pass it from the left flipper, but that's very low percentage. Doesn't mean I won't try though, because it's fun. Okay, here we go. Tap pass into the Y lane. Oh, imagine that. I'll try one more time. Wow, that was a rolling tap pass, which is even lower percentage. Alright, got one more. Okay, I want a drop target. That'll take me to Mars, I believe. I'm on Venus. I advanced from Mercury. There's a Uranus joke in there somewhere that I'll leave for you. For your anus. Okay, Galaxy! I can't find that shot. I should test out the tilt bob too. Oh, did you see that? That was about 99.2% into the Galaxy. But then got rejected. The backhand just ain't working, you know? Maybe on the rolling fly on the way back. Oh, come on, Slingy. Let's tilt. I think it tilt worked. Okay, yep, I tilted. And I think I got a better score too than the last game, 233. So I think I'm just gonna adjust my slingshot. It's a little not sensitive, but I didn't see any other issues. So that's pretty sweet. We're playing Galaxy. So now, save this for another video, but time to rebuild these flippers. They're going to be a pain in the butt because I believe the bracket holes are stripped for the coil stops, so might need to borrow some brackets from my Parts Meteor playfield. Anyway, and some Galaxies for you. Thanks for watching. Quick little bit of bonus footage. I just vacuumed out the cabinet. It was pretty bad, but now it's much happier. And then I started working on why the tilt bob is not sensitive. So I sanded the inside of the ring, I sanded the tilt bob, I kind of grinded this to make sure that's making good contact. I tightened that screw, then I tightened that screw, then I realized what the issue is. See what's going on there? That little bit of wire coming off that lug. And then same on the other side there. That used to be a capacitor and it is missing. So I'm going to install one. Let's finally add the other side of this connector. And it didn't actually go that well. The pins weren't really fitting. So I repinned them all with different pins that were a little bit different. So I crammed them in there, not all of them locked in, but I don't know, seems to work for now. But I've got the capacitor installed Here is the final test, final clip. You better work. Boom, just like that. Perfect.